New tonight, a former Omaha Police Captain filed suit against the city of Omaha and the police chief again.
Yes, Kathy Belcastro Gonzalez alleges she faced retaliation after her first lawsuit about being passed over for a promotion. Our Brian Massery is live with the latest for us. Hey, Brian.
Jacqueline, this is the lawsuit in question filed in federal court in Omaha. Remember, a jury awarded Kathy Belcastro Gonzalez more than $700,000 in damages for the first lawsuit. Omaha is also responsible for $200,000 more in her legal fees. The city of Omaha appealed that case to the 8th Circuit. A decision is expected any time. Now, in this lawsuit, Belcastro Gonzalez says that she was wrongly fired in July of 2022 and that even after the verdict in her favor and termination, she faced retaliation and that city officials even sabotaged her efforts to get other jobs. The city of Omaha released her termination letter today, 12 pages, alleging that she exposed the city to confidentiality breaches by, for example, forwarding suspension letters about other officers to her personal email account and taking photos of paperwork on the desk of command staff. Kathy Belcastro Gonzalez, in her lawsuit filed today, says forwarding emails was her way of preserving evidence because she alleged that critical evidence had been destroyed in her first lawsuit. Today, Omaha City Attorney Matt Kuzy responded, saying Chief Schmaderer did not prevent her from getting a job with the Lincoln Police Department, stating it's just one of the many misleading allegations in the lawsuit. Kuzy adds that the chief's actions weren't retaliation, but efforts to be a responsible leader for the institution of the Omaha Police Department. We have the lawsuit and the termination letter available later tonight at WOWT.com. On your side, Brian Massery, 6 News.